Okay then. Had to make sure the mic was all set, but welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. And before I begin anything with the review, I just want to kind of hit this one right off the bat. I'm sure everyone knows this news story of the week that has to do with Impact, really, of the departures of both Abyss and Sanjay Dutt. I will say it is a shock to many fans of Impact. I'm not gonna lie, I was really shocked that Abyss left though. And I think people will try and figure out why did they leave, because they are two important members of the creative team right now in the current regime of Impact. And when I read it, I didn't believe it at first, because it was just so weird when I looked it up, because first I'm hearing they leave, and then Undertaker's taking pictures with Eli Drake and Talia Valkyrie, and I was just really trying to figure out what was going on, because I just didn't know why they left. But then I heard they were WWE bound in, and I was trying to figure out why. And I was really more shocked that Abyss left though, because I'm sure a lot of people look at Abyss as literally the last TNA original that was still with the company, and that is one of the day one people that have been there since Nashville, like from the beginning. And you know, Abyss has done a lot of things in the company. You know, last year they put him back at the Impact Hall of Fame back in October, which he deserves it, because the man has done a lot through this company. And then pretty much after that, he pretty much was a part of the creative team also. Same with Sanjay Dutt though, he was a creative team member. And you know, to what I hear, the reason why they are going to WWE, I believe they have a job in NXT, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they're going to be part of Triple H's team. I'm somewhat sure, because people say Triple H is preparing to take over WWE, or I'm not sure about that part yet, but you know, maybe just more people on NXT. To what I hear was that Jeremy Borash had something to do with it. I don't know if he convinced them to come to WWE and work on his team for NXT, because JB, you know, I don't know if he's like what is he doing in NXT? I think he's like a production, you know, because you know, JB had to do a lot of production when it had to do with Impact, especially during the Broken Hardy segments and many other segments they did on Impact Wrestling. So, you know, he may have had something to do with them going to WWE. And some say that's what a lot of, with the current Impact guys right now, that somehow, some way, someone from Impact that works in WWE is trying to get them to go to WWE right now. Because some people say with Trevor Lee, since he left the company, which Trevor Lee, I feel like they never got right with him in Impact. So, you know, I know this is going to be hours from now, but if I come back later on, my not Impact Wrestling, but if I come later on tonight with my NXT review for TakeOver Phoenix, and somehow, some way, you see Trevor Lee is sitting in the crowd like they usually do, and put the camera on him saying he's their new signee, which we already know he is. Don't say I didn't tell you. So just wait till he shows up, and he'll be sitting in the crowd with NXT TakeOver Phoenix, and then he said, "Welcome to the newest NXT star," which he will do great there. I believe he will. He probably end up on 205 after that, I feel like, but he will do great overall. But as into regarding to Abyss and Sanjay Dutt, I'm just shocked. Like I said before, I was more shocked that Abyss left, okay? Because he was like the lifer. He was a TNA lifer, the last Impact original. Because WWE offered him a lot of money years ago, and I remember reading about it too. He was going to be one of Undertaker's WrestleMania opponents. I believe it was going to be in 2007 for, I think it was WrestleMania 23, if I'm not mistaken, but Batista had that spot. So he didn't want to go, because, you know, he was just loyal to the company, and he was trying to make this work, and he did not go. He never took the money and went over there, and he stayed in Impact, you know, until now. So it was very shocking when I heard he left. Now, I do, like I said before, him and Dutt are going to be working, I'm sure, behind the scenes for NXT. Or maybe, just maybe Sunday, you will see Abyss in the Royal Rumble. So don't be surprised, and I'm sure people are already saying this, don't be surprised if he is in the Royal Rumble as a surprise entrant, which would be pretty cool at the same time too. I'm not going to say it wouldn't be. I'm sure people are going to pop for him. So, you know, he'll hit some black hole slams out there, or maybe he will be Undertaker's opponent for WrestleMania. I don't know. We don't know who he's going to face, you know, next. I keep hearing Shawn Michaels, but I heard he may have turned it down. Maybe. I think the whole Saudi Arabia thing was just a one-time deal. But like I said, with the departures of both of them, especially for like creative team, you know, Impact was able to recover because, like I said, they were on the team with Scott D'Amore and Don Callis. I don't know who else is on the creative team for Impact. If I get into the new ones, but the current ones right now, I know some people say they don't like that much on the creative, maybe with D'Amore, because they keep using some of the old TNA tropes that that's kind of hurt the company for years, and they try to use some of the old ways, which it could work, but it doesn't look like some of them are. And like I said, the show is gotten better nowadays, and they've had a resurgence. Ever since they brought Don Callis in, the show has gotten way better, and people actually pay more attention to Impact nowadays, and say they were putting on some really great matches, and it's actually some really good shows and pay-per-views, too. Listen, it's better than the eras you've had with Vince Russo or Hulk Hogan and Bischoff to an extent, or Dixie Carter. And we can go on a whole rant about Dixie Carter ruining the company. There's several ways, from people getting paid to the Spike TV debacle, or rehiring Russo, or screwing Billy Corgan, or putting Jeff Jarrett back in charge with his bullshit GFW company that never went anywhere and stuff. So I can go on a whole thing. I'm not going to go on a whole thing on Dixie Carter. But like I said, there's multiple ways you could blame her to why the company was so bad. But ever since Don Callis came in, the company has gotten better. People want to work with Impact. You see, they have a really great roster on there right now. I know a lot of them came from Lucha Underground and stuff, but there are others they've had on there that was great. Like Austin Aries, even though he's kind of gone again after he was back, or Johnny Impact, or Pentagon and Phoenix, or, LAX, Sammy Callahan, and multiple others, OVE. But, like I said, though, with that going on, yes, Impact, it's a shame they lost two guys that were with TNA for a long time. Dutt was here with Impact for a long time also. He kind of was gone for a minute because I think he was trying to help Jeff Jarrett in his old GFW thing. But, as time went on and stuff, he eventually came back, and, he's a creative because he was X Division champion. Now, with those two being gone, did they recover? Yes, they have. With two other creative members. They now have Conan and Tommy Dreamer as part of the creative team. They are two great minds of the business. So, in a way, it's a loss, but I feel like they can gain more, especially with Conan there, because I believe he had a lot to do with the LAX segments, because even through the bad GFW part, LAX was mostly really the greatest thing on that show before they got rid of Jarrett, really, because they were only show with the great matches and the segments they were putting on. It was great. So I know Conan will do really great part of the creative team. Some people said that Dutt had a lot to do with the writing for LAX with their backstage segment, so that could be true also. But I do believe he's got this. Tommy Dreamer, I feel like I see him on so many different wrestling shows. It's insane sometimes. But I got no I'm sure he's gonna do great. And then again, I heard he was trying to go to AEW also. So we don't. Tommy Dreamer's everywhere, but Impact will be okay. They'll be okay. They probably will do even better with both of them part of the creative team. So I don't, like I said, it's shocking and it's surprising that both Abyss and Sanjay Dutt left. But like I said, Norholm and them, they were able to recover. They still got things going on. So I was just genuinely shocked that Abyss left. Now, some people actually thought they may have been going to All Elite Wrestling, which I could have believed that too. But once I kind of heard about the WWE bound reports, I figured they were going there though, really. So, like I said, it was shocking to a lot of fans, but they're gonna be okay. Impact will be okay, all right. And Abyss and Sanjay Dutt, I'm sure they're gonna do good. I believe, like I said, they're going to be working backstage with NXT, if I'm not mistaken. So I think everything will be all right. I think it will be. So it's a loss, but Impact was able to pretty much reload and, kind of regain themselves right now. Like I said, Impact, they're in a better spot than they were once, probably a few years ago. Okay, I'm glad they're out of that Impact zone. Let me tell you that. So the only thing I've still, I've already ranted on this before, but you need a better TV deal, okay? But like I said, right now, with those departures and gains, I think they'll be all right. I do believe that. But moving on with the show itself, actually they are in Mexico again. I think it was the Fronton Mexico Entertainment Center in Mexico City, back on back there out of Nashville. I'm kicking off the show with Rich Swann and someone part of the AAA promotion, El Hijo del Vikingo, if I'm correct. It was a great match. Open up the show with Swann and Vikingo. I don't know a lot about Vikingo, but he really was good in the ring. I'll give him that. But still, just a great opening match. Swann, of course, picked up the win with his giant roundhouse kick. Hit Vikingo with a Michinoku driver and doing a 450 off the second top rope of it. Some say this is the new generation of AAA. So I don't know about the guy, but he put on a really great match with Rich Swann. So nothing really bad to say about this match. Next thing you know, Sami Callihan came out then with OVE as they congratulated Rich Swann, regain the title and become an X Division champion and turn his life around. But this isn't everything you see on TV, because there's truth between him and Callihan, that we come from the same world, that we're like brothers. And he was giving him the OVE t-shirt, and he told Swann to Pantelo, pretty much in Spanish that means put it on. He wanted Swann to join the OVE family, but Swann tried to go away, but OVE blocked him, and Callihan talked about, I saved your life. I got you a contract right now. I'm the reason why you're here. Because without this job right now, you can't support your Aunt Dora or his sick cousin Israel, he says. And then Swann pretty much got pissed for him bringing up his family. Callihan says, aren't you a real family? I am. I've known you since you were 18 years old and homeless, and OVE is your real family, and you need to put on this shirt and everything. But Swann had it. He said, the shirt may be the right size, but OVE ain't the right fit. Swann pretty much walked off, and Callihan told him to think about it. So, like I said, I don't know what's going on. I am interested with this whole Swann and Callihan story, to why Swann and him are connected, which I believe those may have been some real life things they brought up, maybe some time in their time in the indies in the past and stuff. But I still think it would look weird if Swann would be part of it, because Callahan's going like, if it wasn't for me, you still be on the streets of Baltimore in a gutter pretty much. Because I'm saying, like, Swann's not from Ohio, he's from Baltimore, so what is he talking about? But I am interested. Will Swann turn or, go heel? I thought the Mac was actually going to come out and help, but I don't know if the Mac was part of his TV tapings and that for these couple episodes. But, we'll see. Next thing you know, they went in the back with Melissa Santos, the ring announcer from Lucha Underground. If you watch that show, she is now part of the broadcast team in the back. Interviewer, I think I said this before, Mackenzie Mitchell's gone from the company. I think she said she was already leaving. So Melissa Santos is there. So that's pretty good. If you watch Lucha Underground, you've seen her ring announce people. You've seen her fight Katrina on there. So watch the show, and she's with Brian Cage. But like I said, if you know what I'm talking about from Lucha Underground, you watch the show, you're already gonna know. But Melissa Santos interview Killer Kross and Moose. Killer Kross is getting ready for his title match against Johnny Impact tonight, as Kross, he feels homicidal right now, and Johnny's legacy dies tonight, that he's going to take him out. Melissa Santos pretty much asked Moose about Cage then. Well, asked Kross about Cage, but Moose said, Cage isn't going to be here tonight, and that, he couldn't get through customs and immigration, and so he's not going to be, around here. As Kross told Johnny, tick tock tonight. She also did interview Jordan Grace and Kiera Hogan. I guess they're going to be doing the same match from Homecoming, the tag match between, Su Yung and Allie, and asked how Rosemary's involved, as, the screen started flashing, and then on the monitors it said, the darkness will take you too. This is not your fight, Rosemary. I actually thought Kiera Hogan and Jordan Grace were done with this. I don't think Jordan Grace should be even near this whole Undead Realm thing, going for the championship, but they already got a program going on with that right now, so I'm sure Rosemary will kind of get them out of the way, and she'll be more involved in this. Taya Valkyrie then went against one of the AAA wrestlers, Kiera, which I feel like this match was heavily edited, because there's a part of the match where Taya runs, going into the corner of turnbuckle, doing like a double knees, and you see her hit it, but like the screen pivots very quickly, and just she's sitting on the top rope. Then it wasn't a bad match and nothing right here, but and she won with her, what was I think, like a submission hold. I don't know what it was called. It was a surfboard, I think. But I feel like this match was heavily edited. I know it's a taped show, but maybe it was a botch that happened right there. Maybe they're editing the botches. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just gonna go on from that. They then went to Josh Matthews interviewing Taya in the ring as she spoke in Spanish. That, you know, the Where I Loca was back in Mexico, because, you know, this is where she started when she worked her way up in a AAA promotion, and she had a good pop from there. And she says, you know, the Mexican people made Taya who she is today, with a championship on her shoulder, and talked about how Kross, you know, ruined her celebration, but Johnny's gonna get his payback tonight. And then went about Tessa Blanchard, her getting self-suspended. Says, you know, when they let you come back, I'll face you anytime for the championship, all right? And that goes to anyone in the locker room that wants to go against her. This is pretty much the era of the Where I Loca, or the era of the Where, pretty much, or Where I Loca, whatever. But it's still a good match, though. Like I said, Tessa, I don't know if she's a part of these tapings and that, but because they suspended her last week, she said something. If you go to the, you know, their Twitter page, I guess they showed Tessa pretty much saying that Gail Kim screwed her, which, you know, it's still probably gonna be a Gail Kim and Tessa match, but I'm sure it's still going to be another title match between these two. Like I said, Taya got probably a better pop here, just because of, you know, this is where she kind of started wrestling in Mexico. Because when they were in Nashville, they kind of looked at Taya and Johnny as the heels and booed them, and were mostly with Tessa Blanchard throughout that. Even though Tessa almost, damn, it comes out as a face because she was screwed out of the championship. So we'll see where this goes on from here. Melissa Santos went to Rich Swann, asking him about if the whole thing was true about Callahan, and Swann said there's a lot more to the story that you don't know, and he left. They then went to a GWN thing. I'm really tired of them playing this. They play it too long. You don't need to play the whole match, okay? Now, I don't know how it comes across on the Twitch stream. I saw it on the Pursuit channel, so I heard they got rid of it and they just did something else. Just have Callis and you know, Callis and Matthews talk about what's going on in the, you know, after the matches and everything. Didn't do that, but like I said, I think it was some match with, I think it was a Jack Evans and Hector Garza. So not much to really say. Just a flashback moment of the week. They then went to the Rascals, as they were pretty much sitting in the circles, getting high like it was that 70s show, making fun of each other. Pretty much saying they got to face the Desi Hit Squad tonight, so that was gonna go down. Scarlett Bordeaux had a training video with Bobo, who's back, the manservant, as she was training, as it was pretty much a vignette to show that she will have her in-ring debut in 3 weeks, because she ate a banana, but they had to put a censor part on that, because I'm sure she was deep-throating the banana, and they wanted to block that out. But at least it's not the talent search again, and we will see how she wrestles. Like I said, I haven't seen the girl wrestle. Maybe I need to go look up some videos, like I said last week. So I don't really know how good she is in the ring, but I'm going to have to look that out. But just a quick promo to say she's debuting in 3 weeks. Desi Hit Squad went against the Rascals, Desmond Xavier, and was it Zachary Wentz? Yeah, Zachary Wentz. Pretty much it was a really good match. I'll give him that. I still like that finisher they do, the whole, you know, Xavier pushing, he pushed Wentz, and, like, you know, he's doing a moonsault and pushes him into him. So it does look pretty cool. They have some really good double team moves out there. So I did really like that match. Desi Hit Squad, I have no idea what those two guys are really going and doing. They're just more of a comedy act. They then went back to Melissa Santos, talking to Johnny Impact about his match tonight, as he talked about Taya, you know, she was a tough woman after what happened with the injury and stuff. But he talked about Kross, that he was going to take out Kross tonight, and that he's a piece of human garbage, him and Moose, and they're going to take him to Slamtown. He doesn't care about Cage right now, as Melissa talked to him about Cage, so he's not worried about, he's only worried about Kross at the time. They then went to LAX, as, you know, Ortiz talking about Peaches. You know, I guess someone texting him back, and you know, talked about the whole Lucha Brothers thing Conan brought up, because Ortiz called him out. But we're trying to end this on a good friendship and everything. But, you know, next week's gonna be a trios match going on, and Conan brought in the other two guys. He wanted them to team. One side, it was gonna be a trio match that LAX was going to team up. I don't know if it was Taurus or Daga. Like, Daga I've seen on Lucha Underground before. I don't know nothing about Taurus, but it's like going to be a 6-man tag with the Lucha Brothers in them. That should be a really great match. like I said, I don't really know the other two guys that well that Conan brought up. Maybe Daga just off of Lucha Underground. I've never seen Taurus wrestle. I'll see it when that 6-man tag happens. So we'll see what goes on with that. All Ego Ethan Page went against Trey Miguel. Pretty good match. Miguel pretty much won with a 619. Then he did a 619 and a crossroad to the victory. It was an okay match. I think they just had Ego Page just. I don't know where they're going. I don't know. Where's Matt Sydal? Weren't they a team? I don't know what happened to that. So I'm trying to see what he's doing right now. It's like Page is kind of hanging around right now. Miguel, they must be building him up maybe for a singles run, maybe one, because he's part of the Rascals and everything. So I don't know where that's going to end up. What else did we go on after that? Pretty much after that match, Eli Drake was talking to Eddie Edwards, talking about bringing back the old Eddie Edwards. I guess there's going to be a big Impact versus AAA tag match next week, and he wants the old Eddie Edwards back, but Eddie wasn't really going for it, and he was just going to, stick with, this whole Kenny crazy thing going on right now, too. Kenny is stick, and I guess he wants the Wolves version of him back. But in the main event, Johnny Impact versus Killer Kross for the World Championship. A really good match. First off, I did enjoy this match. I didn't really think it was really going to be a finish to it, because I'm like, they don't want to have Kross lose right now. In a way, you kind of rushing the title match, but you want to keep Kross looking strong and not have him lose immediately. And they done it before when they were in doing tapings in New York after Bound for Glory, but they had a really good match out there. It was enjoyable. You kind of knew Moose was someone going to get involved one way or another. Kross was about to get the win after, he dodged Johnny's Starship Pain move. Kross pretty much put him in the cross jacket, but Brian Cage went in, pretty much taking both men out. He hit Moose with an F5 then. Cage hit him with a Doomsday Saito, but Cage no-sold it, got back up, took down Killer Kross, went back after Johnny, but Johnny gave him a kick then. Cage, once again, knocked him down with a lariat, no selling it again. But Moose and Kross tried to double team both guys. Pretty much Cage and Johnny got the upper hand, pretty much knocking Moose and Kross out the ring as they looked on. And then pretty much Johnny and, Cage pretty much, looked at each other, had a stare down. So, Cage is still involved in this. I kind of figured Cage was going to be here anyways. I didn't really expect a DQ or anything, but I'm fine with that. It's not to have a real finish. We don't want to have Kross lose, because he's still the mystery in this whole feud of what's going on, because Johnny's focused more on him than he is focused on Cage. But Cage is still letting it known, I want my title shot, and you better make sure you don't forget about him. I still think, like I said, at least they're building up Cage more and more. I do like that, because like I said, he may win the title from Johnny sooner or later. He probably had Johnny had a better crowd reaction here. I'll give them that, and the fans are with him, because they were not really with him in Nashville, okay? But they are with him here. So it was a really good episode of Impact. I will give them that for their first part and part of the Mexico tapings right now. It was an enjoyable show. I don't know how long they will be here for this since they came back. I actually thought they were going to go to a different city, to be honest. Excuse me. I actually thought they were going to go to a different city, but at least they're picking, the spots they are going to frequently to, because I believe they will be going back to Sam's Town, Vegas back in February, even though I just feel like they just left it before the homecoming thing back in, the winter of, November and December and everything. But like I said, a pretty good show. A lot of things being built up well. I did like the main event. That was mostly the biggest thing to talk about, was Impact versus Kross for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Swan and OVE story is still a little intriguing. I'm still want to see where it leads up to, so I am enjoying that. I've already talked about my thoughts on the whole Abyss and Sanjay Dutt departure, so we'll see what happens in the coming weeks going on with this show. But like I said, I got a lot going on this weekend. Make sure you check back later tonight. I will have a review, most likely, of NXT TakeOver Phoenix. And tomorrow we got the Rumble. But I had to get back through the Impact Wrestling review this morning, and I'm sure this will be uploaded by the afternoon. But I am out of here. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about my review for Impact Wrestling or any other past reviews. Like I said, it's going to be a very busy weekend going on, so I got a lot of stuff to set up, graphics to be made, everything, and I still got more things on my plate than you can imagine. So I got a really long day ahead of me, and I got to really get shit done before the show happens. So I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.